Today I wanted to talk about something that I've been hemming and hawing over talking about it because I don't want to offend anyone or have them get the wrong idea of what I'm saying. But whenever I keep getting presented with the same issue with a client, I think, maybe there's other people that are struggling with this and would benefit from talking about it. These groups that people join, like oracle groups or groups where you can learn to strengthen your abilities, and Facebook oracle groups and all these things. You know what I'm getting at. I want to say first that I think it is very helpful to find a group of like-minded individuals that you can share things with and discuss things that are occurring with you so you don't feel alone. And it's really helpful to have people that you can practice with. It's just really important to be able to find a community of people that are like you. If that's what you're looking for, I think that's a fantastic thing. So what I want to say first is that I am not telling anyone to not join any intuitive groups or oracle groups. I am not saying that. Okay, so please don't write below and say, oh, I'm not saying that. But here's what I'm noticing a lot with people. When people come to me and their abilities are blocked or they're having certain issues, before I even know if they're in a group such as this, I a lot of times look to see where there's blockages. I ask your spirit guides what is sort of going on with you that's lowering your vibration, or why you've dealt with a psychic attack, all kinds of things like that. And I find out that usually people have plugged into you. There might be some jealousy going on, some low-level cords of attachments, all kinds of strange things can occur. Energy hooks, energy netting, a lot of this can be sent from other people. Now, they don't know that they're sending it. This is usually subconscious, but the mind's pretty powerful, and so is energy. So if someone is jealous or angry at you, it can send certain things your way. Okay, but that's sort of for a whole other video. After I find out that there's these things going on, usually that's when I find out that people have been part of these groups where they're trying to strengthen their abilities, or they are sharing readings and things like that, and that they've been having problems within the group. Either with other people being jealous, or telling them their gifts aren't as good as they are, and what have you. Or even a lot of times the teachers of these groups aren't really being very good teachers. And I don't mean that they're not teaching you the right things. It's that maybe their ego is sort of running the show here, and they're getting jealous that your gifts are getting really good, or that you might not need them. God, all kinds of things can go on. The truth is, these groups are no different than anything else you deal with in life. When you have a group of people, you're going to get different dynamics that go on. You're going to get people that get jealous, people that don't want you to do better, someone telling you you're wrong. And a lot of these people are good people. It's not saying anything negative about them. The best of us can have moments of not being the best of us. We're all learning and growing and hopefully evolving as people. And just because someone's, maybe having a bout of jealousy, it doesn't mean that they are a jealous person or that they always will be. Okay. So having said that, be aware of your surroundings and become aware of who you're working with. If at any point your intuition is nudging you to not work with people, or to not be in a group, or that maybe you feel attacked, or that a teacher really isn't helping anymore, Maybe they were helping at once and now you don't feel you're really reaping any benefits. Listen to that nudge. Listen to that intuition telling you that maybe it's time to move on. A lot of the people that I've spoke with, once we figure out that this is a problem in different ways, they knew they were having a feeling that maybe it was time for them to move on, but they felt bad. You should never feel bad. This is your life, and only you have to deal with the consequences of it. So if you don't want to do something anymore, simply just because you don't want to, or maybe because you have very good reasons, move on from it. You don't owe anyone anything. That goes for me too. If at any point someone doesn't want to work with me anymore, or maybe they feel that they've gotten from me what they needed, they can't get any more, I'm so happy when they move on. It works for both of us. It really does. You never have to have the same teacher the whole time. You never have to stay with the same oracle group the whole time. As you grow and evolve, you will outgrow things that have worked for you. You might have really loved this community that you're part of, and it was very helpful. And at some point, it might become not. And really, that's just the universe letting you know it's time to up level. It is time to grow. And these people, this teacher, served a purpose, and now it's not. Again, I can't tell you how many people don't leave because either their friends are in their group and they don't want to piss them off, or they have a teacher that's not telling them, hey, I'm not the end all be all. You should definitely seek as much assistance as you desire. I want to say that too. That's a red flag. If any of you have a teacher, a mentor helping you, or anyone that's in charge of these groups that is trying to steer you away from joining other groups or seeking other knowledge outside the group, big, fat, MF and red flag. Okay, that means that the teacher's ego is very involved and that they don't want the best for you. And they might even just want to keep you in, for money, or just because their ego is telling them that you're not going to be able to learn something from someone else. And that's not true. If you have 20 teachers, that's a good thing. You should always go where your passion and your interest is taking you, and you should never have anyone holding onto your pant leg to keep you back. Okay. Fascinating thing, but sort of the difficult thing to swallow is that we assume that because people are in the spiritual community, that they're going to be better, that they're going to be full of love and light and maybe more evolved emotionally or what have you. The truth is, I have found that not to be true. People are people no matter what. In the spiritual community, can be very competitive. It can be full of jealousy and lots of psychic attack. And I'm not saying that to scare you, but what I'm saying is that not only do you need to have boundaries in life with the people you deal with at work, the relationships that you hold with your parents, on and on, this is no different. And as a matter of fact, you need to probably have even stronger boundaries with these people in these groups, okay? Listen to your intuition. Acknowledge if you are leaving the group feeling better. Do you leave thinking, boy, that was a lot of fun, and I had a good time, and I felt very supported, and, this was an enjoyable evening? Or are you staying because you're scared? Or are you staying because you feel bad? Or are you staying because you don't really want to have to deal with why telling them why you left? Again, you don't owe anyone anything. When you're strengthening your gifts, one of the most important gifts to honor is your intuition. And it can be very quiet and it can be kind of in the back of your mind, but it's that kind of nagging that you hear, that constant thought of like, is this right for me? Is this making me feel well? Should I stay? Should I go? That's your higher self, your intuition talking to you. It'll never push you to do something. It will just keep kind of tapping at you like, hey, maybe it's time to move on, You have to be careful enough with some of these groups that when you do put up boundaries, or even when you decide to leave or move on to someplace else, that you may need to put up some extra protection, some extra light shields, because it will piss people off sometimes, you know. They'll think, oh, she thinks she's better. Oh, you know, what is he doing? You know, what have you. And it's important anytime that you're sort of ending certain relationships in any sense to do extra protection. But please listen to yourselves. Like I said, and I have to stress this here, I have had so many people that have had detrimental effects from teachers, from being parts of groups, even just from doing free Facebook readings. Okay, it doesn't have to be an oracle group. It can be, you know, I was trying to practice, and then you get sucked into something further where, you know, low vibing people want something from you. Listen to yourself. Honor yourself. Honor your energy and your boundaries. Don't put up with any bullshit. Okay? Lack of boundaries with people is also lack of boundaries with not people. And what I mean by that is we are spirits in a body. We're spirits inside a meat suit. That is why, as intuitives, we can talk to spirits. Just a spirit talking to a spirit. One has a body, one doesn't. Okay? So if you have lack of boundaries with the humans, there's other kinds of spirits will be like, oh, he has a lack of boundary with humans. Looks like he'll have a lack of boundary with us. And that can also cause a lot of energetic problems and things blocking your gifts and what have you. So if you're part of one of these groups, or you're doing some, you know, Zoom calls or Facebook things and what have you, how's the energy feel? Take the temperature of it. How do you feel doing it? Do you feel good? Is it honoring your energy? Are you being respected and supported? And if not, it's time to sit down with your spirit guides, do some, you know, self-reflection, some conversations with yourself, and decide if it's time to move on. You'll find that when you do, that you grow, that you evolve, and that there's probably something even better waiting for you. Much love, babes.